Painters in general, they do be making money.
You don't gatekeep when as a curator.
No, I don't.
Would you tell us if you did though?
I would. Would I? But a lot of the times people who reach out to me are people who have like more than like 5 pieces, you know. So it's not like someone that went to a paint and soup and they're like, I want my work to be up, you know?
There's negative gatekeeping and there's positive gatekeeping.
Okay. I don't necessarily create for something to sell unless it's a commission.
And a lot of black families still don't understand how as creators we make money. Do you sometimes get those?
Yeah,
maybe you should have went to school. Maybe
Yo,
you should have done
this is so funny because I had this conversation yesterday. I was being told to go back to school.
How does someone go and actually see what you see? When are you gonna tell me, no, yesterday it meant this?
Yeah, just allow it to be whatever, you know? Yeah, allow it to be whatever it is for you.
Welcome to another episode of Sounds Good Enough. Today I have Picasso herself, the person that drew the Mona Lisa. Like I promise you, it's not who you guys think it is, but it's the original person. They time traveled and they came today to do to do this interview. But how are you doing?
Well, thank you.
You're good.
Good.
I see you got the paint brushes.
You know
there.
what it is.
You're representing for the
the painters worldwide.
You definitely are an artist.
Yeah, you like see it. I walk into a room and you just like, they must be a painter.
Yeah. Do you dress like this on a daily basis?
Yeah, I do. Like
really?
When I go out, as long as people are going to see me, the paint brushes are in.
Sure. But indoors is not mine.
No.
Oh,
I use them indoors, but yeah.
I thought like even when they wake you up in the morning, you're ready.
No, maybe, who knows? But yeah.
Okay, cool. Do oil painters make money? And I'm asking this because I usually go to like First Thursdays and all these things, and then you will have people having their own paintings, and then you check their names. Some of them have price tags and some don't. And some of these paintings might be something this big and it's like 20K. It's like, yo. So you guys make money?
Yes. All painters do make money.
Yeah.
They do. Acrylic painters as well. Painters in general, they do be making money. And I think it has to also do a lot with like the network that someone has maybe created for themselves or they've found or like the network found them. But they do be making money. They make money.
Let me ask, do you make money?
So far, I haven't made money from original pieces, but commissions, that's where
what are commissions?
So commissions is when someone comes to me and they're like, yo, can you do a painting for me? This is what I want. This is what I'm looking for. So that's where I'm getting my money right now. But I also haven't attempted to like sell my paintings, like my original works, because I'm still in that. I found my thing now, but before the paintings that I have now, weren't necessarily something that I'd say, oh, that's my work and that like speaks to what I want to do like long term. And so someone could say like, oh, that's a Lotus soul painting. Like I want to get to that place, and I think I am now. And so, yeah, but from original works, no, but commissions, that's where it is.
Commissions.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you, let me actually ask you this. When did you start? Before I actually get to
2023.
Okay, so
October.
It's recent.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I also figured because you haven't put out your pieces because it might be quite new, like you've been in the game, you know?
Basically like a beginner, I'd say.
Okay. But how do you get your stuff to be on exhibitions? Because I think that's where people get to see, like I say, like on First Thursdays, people just walk in and like, oh, I like that. And then they hit up the manager, like, oh, I'd like to buy that. And then they call you up and...
Wait, what's the question? Sorry.
The question is, how do you actually get your work to be put up on exhibitions? And
I'd say sending your portfolio to these galleries, like if you want to be a gallerist or you want your work to be in a specific gallery, sending your portfolio through. I'm also a curator, so sending it to like a curator and being like, this is my work. Like if there's a show that you like me, if you think like my work would fit in that show, please like, put me in.
Any gatekeeping? I know this industry.
Hey, I haven't come across gatekeeping.
You don't gatekeep when as a curator?
No, I don't.
Would you tell us if you did though?
I would. Would I? Would I? Gatekeeping in what way? Like
you only put out work for like people that you know, and if somebody comes, even if they dope, just because you don't know them.
No, actually, no. I mean, the shows that I have worked in, it wasn't okay. The second show I did was people that I didn't know, but the first show that I curated, it was basically just like people that I did know and I admired their work, and it was like, okay, guys, come through, come through with your work. People who I found inspiration in their work in some way. So even when I curate, like, it has to make sense with the show. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not just going to put, I'm not just going to put anything. But I think everyone's work deserves to be up on a wall, So yeah.
Mina Musane, who has only been on to one or two painting sips, and I drew something and I felt like it was the best. If I hit you up now with no like history or nothing on my page and just show you a few pictures and say like, yo, I want to be part of the thing, you wouldn't put me on just because you know me?
I'd put you on. Dude, your work deserves to be seen. Like, I don't know, for me it's about that. My curating is also independent. Like, I didn't go to school for it, so it's really all for vibes, and people trust the vibes. So that's what I do. And I think even the spaces that I have curated, of course it's about like the work and how beautiful it is and how moving it is. But it's also like your work does deserve to be seen by other people.
Sure.
It deserves that space. So, but a lot of the times people who reach out to me are people who have like more than like 5 pieces, so it's not like someone that went to a painting soup and they're like, I want my work to be up, so yeah.
Oh, but
but I would put your work up.
You'd put,
trust me.
I honestly wouldn't say you should put my work up.
Okay.
The reason why I'm saying like gatekeeping, there's negative gatekeeping and there's positive gatekeeping, right? There's a level of you need to let people understand that you need to grow in something before I can actually, I can't now like put my trust on someone who's done something like once and expect it to, like at least have something.
Yeah.
Show me like you actually are standing on this, not because you just did it once and
I agree.
People around you are like, oh, that looks nice. You should be an artist,
Yeah.
Because if that person is not their passion and you give them a spot, an exhibition, and they now feel pressured, and then they come there and they come with like something that's not the one,
Yeah.
and it's like you could have told them like, yeah, I see what you, but you have more. How long? You know what I mean? Like gatekeeping shouldn't be, no, I stop you here. It should be, let's see.
Yeah.
Give somebody time. You know what I mean? Yeah. Sure, you can also give, because somebody could be just talented. You don't know that, right? Like someone could be just straight up talented but I don't know.
Yeah, I do stress like conversations before I show with people. Like I want to have a conversation. I want to know like what their work is about, when they started, how they started, like if it is passion, and you can tell, you know what I mean? Like when you walk into the room, you can tell the passion. When
From
it's
excitement?
not, it's like, yeah.
Okay, so a lot of the portraits like that I believe that make much more money are historical based, like your Mona Lisas, your Mandelas, your that no, it was 98 me. Let me not say the year because people will say I don't know my history, but yeah, like the Soweto shootings and all those things that happened in the past. Those are mainly like stuff that the richer folks tend to buy, well, they do buy like abstract stuff, but like just because it was like a Mandela painting normally does well. Is it like something that you also want to do, or something that you're like, it's not really my thing?
Yeah, it's not. It's not. I really do stress authenticity, you know.
Yeah.
I stress authenticity, especially when I'm creating. I don't necessarily create for something to sell. You know what I mean? Like unless it's a commission, but that's the only time when it's connected to like money per se, in some way. But I don't know. It doesn't speak to me. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't, not that I wouldn't paint Mandela but because I don't think that's the kind of work that I make.
That you make, yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Even if they would say like, here's a bag, draw Mandela, you wouldn't do it just because it's not something that you normally.
Unless it was a commission. Like unless someone said, you know, like I'm commissioning you to do this. But like for work, it's mine and I'm putting it up on a wall and no.
You are from a black family, and a lot of black families still don't understand how, as creators, we make money. Do you sometimes get those? Yeah, maybe you should have went to school. Maybe you should have.
This is so funny because I had this conversation yesterday.
Yesterday
it happened, where I was being told to go back to school, and I've been to school before. I dropped out.
What were you doing in school?
Psychology,
yeah.
Yeah, and I dropped out. I don't know, that kind of system and learning in that way just didn't make sense to me. And I don't see myself going back to school. But that conversation does come up. It
happens, yeah.
You know, and I think for me, it's from like family members, and I know that it's like from a place of care. You know what I mean? Like they care, they want you to have some sort of structure. But I think there can be structure in wanting to be like, in taking an endeavor and like something creative. There can be a structure. You know what I mean? If you have a plan, you can like do it, dude. So yeah, it does come up a lot. It's come up. Especially last year, it was a lot. But I don't know, I'm like dead set on what I want to do.
Are they at a point where they're beginning to accept it, that this is just...
No, they're not. I'll be honest, they're not. But I'm just going to keep doing me, you know. But yeah, it does come up.
Are you a Mother Nature kind of person? You know, like in touch with, you burn incense and all those other things? Yeah, I'm getting that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Have you always been like that, or?
No, I wasn't. I wasn't. But
who's your top 5 artists? I think this will give you guys a perfect picture of like who she is. Who's like your top 5?
Okay, top 5 artists. First at the top, Frida Kahlo. Second, okay, the rest in no order. Sasha Gordon.
I don't know any of these people. I thought I was gonna get an image, but
Annie Chen.
Okay.
Tioni.
Okay, at least give me one that I know.
One that you know. Bali Mdikane.
No, I don't know, but she's South African.
Yeah. She's South African.
But I'm sure they make your neo soul type of sound, right? But very...
Oh, you are talking about... That's so crazy. You're talking about like music.
Yes. Oh, that's...
I thought you're talking about like artists.
I don't know any of these people.
Oh, which okay. Top 5 artists as in like music.
Yeah,
okay.
music. Yeah. Okay. So I wasn't specific.
Okay. So in no particular order, FKA Twigs.
See, that's what I was expecting.
Doechii. Dijon. Frank Ocean.
Frank Ocean is a little bit different, Mara. The first few years.
His music, like his discography on SoundCloud. What? Wow.
So you like the SoundCloud stuff more than the Apple Music?
It's so real.
Endless. Did you enjoy Endless?
I did.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cry. Wow. Frank Ocean. At the top of my head. Orion Sun,
Hmm.
Jenny Aiko.
You can tell a lot from somebody's music playlist. Me now you can't. Or you can most of the
who you
times,
listen
but
to?
sometimes I'm very random. I'll
Oh.
play like a country song.
Okay,
And
it
throws
goes
you
down
off, you know what I
sometimes.
mean?
It goes down
It
sometimes.
throws you off sometimes, but yeah. Okay, me now my top 5. Honestly, I don't really have a top 5. This question is so difficult for me because I love all music. How do you say? How do you like put like your list? You put, let's say you put Frank Ocean, but don't put Janae. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How do you not put Sade in that list? How do you not put? You know what I mean? So how do you not put Maze from the 70s? How do you not put Marvin Gaye in? It's so difficult to actually have like a top 5. Yeah.
I get you.
But from that, I honestly could tell like what kind of person you are.
Cool.
Going into painting again, what's the most craziest painting you've ever done?
The one I'm creating right now.
Mm.
Dude, it's insane. I'm tapping into things I didn't know I was capable of. Just like creatively, not necessarily like artistic skills. I think I was saying this now, I think anyone and everyone can paint. And so like from like my own experience, I think because my artistic skills keep on evolving, just because like I keep painting, you know, with like practice, there's advancing in whatever you're doing or evolving. But now creatively, I'm tapping into like surrealism. Okay. So, you know, I'd say, I don't know what references.
Like nature. Psychedelics.
But like dream-like, confessional paintings, like a space. And there's different things are different shapes. Heads are bigger than normal. You know what I mean? Kind of that dream-like, but everything is a symbol. You know what I mean? There's symbolic language in there. There's spiritual language in there. But yeah, that's the craziest thing I'm painting right now. Everything else was just kind of experimental, like seeing if I can paint. Yeah. You know, before. So.
But now it's like stuff that you're actually getting into.
Yeah.
As a normal person, how does someone go and actually see what you see? Because most of the time you look at these paintings, you're like, I don't. What is this? The head is too big. This is there. Like, what's happening here?
I hear that.
Yeah.
I think allowing things to be whatever they are to you, like allowing things to just exist, you know, and if you don't understand something, I think it's some paintings, at least for my work, it's not necessarily like an invitation to like figure it out. It's just to take whatever you take, you know what I mean? Take whatever you see, you know, whatever you resonate with or you feel connected to. If it's just the cap that's in the painting, go off, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's not necessarily about like getting it right, because it can be so many things, you know what I mean? Like for me, it's different things every time I come back to a painting. So I can imagine how it is for like someone coming in as like an observer or like someone who's taking it in, you know? So I don't think there's like a wrong way or right way to look at things, but just your experience.
Yeah. That's quite stressful for like somebody who just wants like a simple answer. Go, what does this painting mean? When are you gonna tell me, no, yesterday it meant this?
Yeah, just allow it to be whatever, you know? Yeah, allow it to be whatever it is for you.
Last question. Do you feel like painting or art has become cheap because anyone can get into it now?
I don't think so.
It to some extent.
I don't. I think more people need to be expressing themselves, whether it's music, whether it's painting, whether it's anything creative. I think more people need to be coming in. Everything that has to do with creativity. Anyone that thinks anything is oversaturated, get inside of it, because it's a way of expression.
I can get into R&B myself as well.
Get into it, dude. Like, what? Why aren't you in the studio? Come on, get into it.
New album coming soon, guys.
You know what I mean? So I think I don't think so. I don't think it cheapens it. I think if anything, like, it enriches the experience of it, because then there's other painters that I can have conversations with and share and be like, yo, dude, what do you think about this? And they understand it from a place of like practice and not necessarily just like consumption, you know? And that goes for everything. More people need to get into it.
Okay.
Yep.
Any event coming soon? exhibition, announcements, exclusive.
Listen. Yes. I am showing with, I don't know if I have to say this, if I can say this. Okay, I'm just going to say it.
Yeah, just say it.
Okay, I'm showing with Organic Live in Johannesburg for the first time. In March, the 1st.
Okay.
I also am starting creative workshops in June. You know, must lock in. Yeah, and also my commissions are open. So like, yeah.
Okay, DM, do all those stuff.
Do all the things, yeah.
Okay. All right. Thanks for coming.
Of course. Thank you.
Yeah, this was an interesting conversation.
Word.
Definitely check it out, guys. Do more commissions, get some art. I also might need some art. I was also too blank in that place.
Yep.
But yeah, thanks for coming, guys. Thanks for watching. Cheers.
Thank you.
Oui.